Welcome back to another Our BMX Explained feature. Today we are talking about pedals. Essentially there are three types of pedals. There is plastic, which is the most common by far. Source wouldn't give me an exact number, but they sell something like a bajillion more of these than they do metal pedals. Then there's an in-between one, which is a bit of a hybrid that takes metal pins and embeds them into plastic pedals or sandwiches them. There's different varieties, but unfortunately I have a lot of pedals here, but I do not have a hybrid pedal, so you're just gonna have to do without. I don't really know if people really care about metal versus plastic. I don't wanna go into it too much. The gist is when you have a plastic pedal, it's going to be a lot cheaper. This is around 20 bucks, this is around 100 bucks. The plastic pedal isn't meant to last as long. Obviously, you're gonna have this pedal for a couple of years. This one may only last 6 months, it may last 2 months, depending if you do pedal grinds or what sort of riding you do. Weight is another issue. This plastic pedal and most plastic pedals are a little bit lighter than your traditional metal pedal, although only by a couple of ounces. I think this is 13.5 and this is around 16.5, so not a huge difference there. Grip is something that I think a lot of people debate. Gary Young actually pointed out the fact that plastic pedals generally start with more grip and they just tend to lose grip faster compared to your average metal pedal. So that is something to consider. If grip is a huge priority, you may end up switching out pedals a little more often. Which one is more painful? And I think that really comes down to what the material the pin is made out of. If that's metal, you're gonna slice up your shins a little bit more than if that was plastic. If you have a hybrid pedal, a plastic pedal with metal pins, I think you're gonna have a pretty similar result to this. As far as like a blunt hit, both of them are pretty hard and they both weigh about the same. So you're gonna get hurt. That's just the nature of BMX anyways. So if that's a huge concern, wear shin pads. Let's get into a bit of the nitty gritty on pedals and what you can expect and what you can look for when you're purchasing your next set of pedals. So I'm gonna show you around 15 or 16 pedals, but let's go ahead and start with the Odyssey Twisted PC Pro. This is one of the more popular pedals on the market these days, and it really is kind of the basis of what you're going to see. It has a thin overall design. It's concave where your foot is on right there, so you can see that. So it kind of holds your foot in, and they make the platform itself pretty wide overall. Some reinforcing structure right here, and then every company kind of has their own proprietary nylon, polymer, plastic. I have no idea what's actually in there, but that they say is strong and will hold up. This is a pretty off-the-shelf axle right here that you'll find on pretty much every low-end pedal. Not to say that this is low end, but this is a pretty stock pedal. I mean, this pedal goes for $16, I think. A little right or left stamped on either end right here, and that's to denote which side your pedal goes on. That's pretty important to know because it's one of the few things that this left pedal right here actually has a reverse thread. So when you're pedaling, it doesn't come undone. One other thing you'll notice about the axle is this little knurling right here, and that's something that the factory does to denote that it's the left-hand axle and is the one that has reverse threads. You'll see that this one is smooth. Since the left pedal has a reverse thread, when you're taking your pedal off, you flip your bike over and you go towards the front wheel with both pedals. It's not opposite direction because, again, of that. But I'm not going to demonstrate that because that's not this video. You'll notice that this is a 15 mil and that's what you use to take the pedal off. So you have to use either a pedal wrench or an actual 15 mil box wrench. An adjustable sometimes doesn't really get in there, and that's why this is a pretty common thing that you see these days is 6 mil Allen key option. In my opinion, it's not the best thing because obviously sometimes pedals get stuck, but you have the option if it's there. I've actually twisted a couple of 6 mils over the years trying to do that. So stick with a 15, but that will at least help you tighten your pedals if you're in a pinch or you're swapping them, but getting them off sometimes, that's pretty brutal. These axles are essentially the same, and that really doesn't make too much of a difference in the price. It's just kind of one of those options. This Cinema CK pedal is actually only 17 bucks versus a $16 one. So it's a nice option to have, but you don't necessarily always need it. So jumping into a little more non-traditional design is this a claw / nylon pedal. As you can see, it has a very thin profile, especially compared to this Cinema pedal right here. And you can see how that affects the overall design. You can see how the concave is a little more flat, and then there's ridges where the bearings are. I should talk about bearings. The / nylon pedal from a claw features loose ball bearings, and so do most of these other pedals. You won't find sealed bearings until you really get in the metal pedal zone, just because, again, plastic pedals are meant to be disposable in a sense. So they don't need sealed bearings to last forever and roll super smooth. They're actually fairly rough when you spin them around. Hear that? Hear that? In the Rubens? Silence. I think people have kind of just made the decision that they're a metal pedal person or a plastic pedal person, and whether or not you are this or you're that is totally up to you and your riding style, and which pedals look good to you or fit your style is also up to you. This is a pretty subjective one where there is nothing that's necessarily better. Maybe you like the way this pedal gets wider as it goes out. Maybe you like the thin design of metal pedals. Maybe you like the knurling. Maybe you don't like the knurling. Maybe you like oversized pins. Maybe you like, ground down pins. All that stuff is really up to you, and I cannot make that decision for you, unfortunately. What I can do is run down the specs of the 15 or so pedals that you saw in the intro. If you see something you like, you can head to sourcebmx.com. If you don't see anything you like, you can also head to sourcebmx.com because they have a lot more pedals than I have right here. Unfortunately, they don't send me every pedal that exists in BMX because I would lose my mind. So let's go full circle to the Odyssey Twisted Pro PC pedals. As I said, these are one of the more popular pedals that you'll see a lot of people riding. They feature a large body shape, slimmer height, concave platform. They are made of a high-strength nylon composite, have 12 oversized pins, chromoly spindle, and they weigh in at 16 ounces or 467 grams. Odyssey Twisted Pro PC pedals come in way too many colors, including this sherbet style one, and Odyssey is always releasing special colorways, so you'll have to just check sourcebmx.com to see what they have in stock. But they do retail for $16.74 on the low end and $23.64 for some special colors. These are the plastic version of the popular Fit Mac pedals. According to Fit, the pedal body has been designed for ultimate comfort while still offering great grip and durability. The Fit Mac pedals feature a oversized chromoly spindle for added strength, all the molded pins you see here, and the micro knurled surface for added grip. The Fit Mac plastic pedals weigh in at 15.5 ounces, aka 464 grams. They are available in red and black swirl, blue, bourbon, pink, black and green swirl, army green, Tiffany blue, purple, yellow, gray, oil slick, and black. And yes, I had to read that. The price is $18.71. Here are the Kink Scenic pedals. Definitely a unique design. They have no bearings whatsoever. What Kink has done to not run bearings is use a proprietary plastic in the body and a little bit of grease, and as you use the pedals, it self-lubricates. So there's only 3 parts. There's essentially the bodies themselves, the axle, which starts right there, and this bolt. Another unique feature of the Scenic pedals, you don't actually install it like you do other pedals. You install it using this right here and just your normal ratchet. You go ahead and put it in and tighten it up. So that's another unique aspect of the Scenic pedals, that you do not need a pedal wrench to install these. So that could be a bit of a game changer for people out there that don't want to carry a pedal wrench around. Just use your normal ratchet that you carry with you everywhere. Since Kink designed this pedal from the ground up, another feature that they added is that the pedal itself is reversible. So no matter which way you look, Essentially, it is the same design, meaning that they sell replacement bodies. And when you snap a pedal, all you do is unbolt it and you go ahead and slip that new pedal on whichever side you snap. It's essentially the same idea as plastic pegs. You break a sleeve, throw a new plastic one on and keep on going. Same thing with the Scenic pedals. The Scenics weigh in at 15.1 ounces, aka 428 grams. Comes in only black and they cost $34.99. Next up is the Odyssey Grandstand V2 pedals. This is a Tom Dugan signature pedal that comes in both plastic and aluminum that I don't have with me. Some unique features of the Grandstand V2 are its overall size. It's one of the larger pedals, from this direction to this direction, and I would assume that it's one of the larger pedals in BMX. It's also pretty light. It doesn't have a bunch of reinforcement. I think that's by design. Odyssey says that the Grandstand V2 has a unique bearing configuration that allows it to be paired with a larger axle and a smaller body. So essentially this right here. And when you look at the axle, this is one of the only axles that uses a 17 mil wrench. So that can be a bit of a pain when everybody else has a 15 mil wrench in their bag and you need a 17 mil, but it does have the 6 mil option right here. So I actually ran these pedals for a couple of years. They are still on my bike and the 17 mil option hasn't killed me just yet. There has been a couple moments where I wish it was a 15, but I assume they did that by design. I just don't know. The Grandstand V2 pedal weighs 12.3 ounces, aka 348 grams, is available in black only, and it's priced at $19.70. Looping back to the Chad Curley signature Cinema CK pedals, fairly traditional design. The micro knurling adds some flavor to it. We got this CK end cap. The gold axles is a nice touch. 12 oversized pins as opposed to the 8 that were just on the Grandstand, and as you see, these are pretty beefy pedals, something that probably Chad specifically asked for. The Cinema CK pedal weighs 15 ounces, aka 424 grams, comes in black, white, red, purple, sandblast, iceberg blue, and black with the gold axles. They are priced at $17.73 on sourcebmx.com. Up next are the Mission Impulse PC pedals. Again, not much difference that you'll find here versus anywhere else. There's a couple of little styling cues, but for the most part, this is pretty off the shelf. The only real difference here is the price. This is the cheapest pedal of the bunch at $14.99. It also comes in literally way too many colors. I'm gonna list them just for the novelty aspect. Black, white, red, yellow, orange, blue, purple, green, pink, silver, camo, black, blue, black, green, black, orange, black, purple, black, red, black, yellow, black, dark red. Is that enough color? Next, we have the S&M GNS pedals. Before I jump into the specs, I know for a fact that these are the heaviest pedals of the bunch, which is kind of crazy because they are plastic. And I don't mean that as a dig whatsoever. If you snap pedals all the time, you need to bulk up, and this could be the pedal for you. If you do a bunch of pedal grinds or you end up snapping this bridge right here, like this compared to that Odyssey Grandstand pedal is night and day difference. The S&M GNS pedal is out there for you. Obviously they did their own thing, a micro knurling in the center, and then a bunch of S&M logos right here. Looks pretty dope. One thing that I didn't realize about the GNS pedals is they actually have a unique axle. If you look right there, you'll see that little lip right there. And then if you turn it, it's flush. And so what you can use is a 17 mil like that, or a 15 mil right here. And then you also have the 6 mil option. So in a pinch, that could save your day, save your session if you're having an issue right there. So that's pretty cool. The S&M GNS pedal weighs in at 17.3 ounces, aka 491 grams. It is available in this green right here, black, cyan blue, and the cost is $22.52 over on Source. Really struggle to say these pedals correctly. The Eclat/nylon pedals. Another loose ball pedal, so it's kind of based off of the same axle and bearing system that you'll find on a lot of pedals, but Eclat really stepped out of the box with the design itself of the body. super low profile, lightweight design. A claw says that this is an injection molded nylon fiberglass body. It features that knurled surface that I talked about. Really kind of a unique look compared to a lot of the other pedals that you'll see in this video. So if these are appealing to you, you should know that they weigh 14 ounces, aka 396 grams, and they come in burgundy or black, and they are available from sourcebmx.com for $16.74. Back to the Fly Ruben pedal. I think it's just best if I quote Fly for the specs. So according to Fly, the Ruben pedal is the perfect balance of form and function. The 6061 T6 aluminum body is first extruded and then CNC'd to create the perfect concave and make it as low of a profile as possible. Features a oversized, fully heat-treated CNC chromoly axle, an oversized 17mm outside diameter needle bearing setup with a rust-proof in-box finish on the axle and recessed end cap. Fly calls the 3mm replaceable chromoly pins shin-friendly yet perfectly grippy. Also included with the pedals are replacement pins, 4 outside ones and 4 inside ones. The Ruben pedals weigh in at 16.4 ounces, aka 465 grams. They're only available in white and they cost $109.95. So again, these are the most expensive pedals that you'll see today, but the idea is that you're paying for all that quality, and these pedals will last you, just as Fly said, for years to come. Next is a classic in terms of pedals in the early 2000s, the Primo Super Tenderizer. This is the plastic version. The metal version of these have given me many shinners when I was growing up. So plastic version, I assume, is going to be a little more friendly just based off of the pins being plastic themselves. Not the most low profile pedal that you'll see, but this is a pretty classic design that a lot of people love. Spec wise, it's pretty much the same. Nylon body, chromoly spindle, got the 6mm micro knurling and the pins. These Super Tenderizers weigh 13.5 ounces, aka 383 grams. And they come in this oil slick right here and black. And they're available for $17.24 on Source BMX. Apologies for Demolition and kind of giving all the love to Fly earlier. I do have these Demolition Trooper pedals. The Trooper pedals are made of 6061 T6 aluminum. The Trooper pedal has the typical concave body that you would expect. It has 10 removable pins, aka replaceable pins. These pedals also feature a machined heat-treated chromoly spindle and, to quote Demolition, 2 polycarbonate bushings to keep this pedal running for years to come. The Trooper pedals weigh in at 17.2 ounces, aka 489 grams. They come in black and black jacket, which I'm not entirely sure what that is, but they retail for $98.53 on sourcebmx.com. These are the Shadow Surface plastic pedals. As you can see, they have a pretty low profile design, but they still have that concave that you would expect from most pedals. Outside of the design aesthetics, you'll see that it has 12 oversized pins, micro knurling, and yet again, that 6mm broach in the chromoly axle. The Shadow Surface plastic pedals weigh 13.2 ounces, aka 373 grams. They come in black, double bubble pink, clay, British racing green, VVS blue, and sunflare yellow. Price is $22.01. These are the Merit P1 pedals. Pretty straightforward pedal design. This one does feature the 6mm axle broach, micro knurling, and 12 pins. And there's a little bit of a feature that I haven't seen on the other pedals is these pins are a little bit closer than these pins right here. So maybe that's a design feature, but it's not necessarily listed anywhere in the specs that I see. So you'll just have to check them out for yourself. The Merit P1 pedals weigh in at 12.9 ounces, aka 364 grams, are available in black, gum, purple, teal, red, white, gunmetal gray, tar heel blue, and military green. Price is, again, $16.74. And lastly, we have Sam Jones's signature pedal from BSD, the Jonesin pedal. As you can see, they went with a thin design overall. The typical concave, where it kind of steps out, is that it actually has 20 pins per side, which is the most out of any of the other pedals. That could be something that's appealing to you. Of course, it has the micro knurling, that 6 mil broach, and overall it's pretty, you know, beefy looking pedal. It weighs in at 14.6 ounces, aka 414 grams. Colors are black, surplus green, steel blue, and carbon gray, which I assume is this color right here. And the price is $16.74 on Source BMX. So that's it for the video. I hope you guys at least learned a little bit. There's a lot of pretty straightforward pedals out there, but there's some pretty unique options as well. I think the only real takeaway here is that you have to make your own decision and find out what you like. If you like a huge pedal, the grandstand may be for you. If you're looking for a pedal that will last you a very long time, you may want to look into some metal pedals like the Fly or the Demolition. If you're looking for some cheap options, the Odyssey Twisted PC Pro is one of the staples out there, but there's a ton of other pedals that are in the same category, and that'll do it. And there's a cat behind me. Again, shout out to ourbmx.com. They are the ones that ship these pedals to me and make this video possible. So if you're looking for anything from pedals to bars to a brand new bike, head over to ourbmx.com. They have the largest selection in the world, and they ship to the entire world. They have a warehouse in the US and they have a warehouse in the UK, so they can reach you in just a few days. So again, shout out to Source. Thank you for watching the entire video. I hope you learned at least something and I didn't bore you.